by this powerful Category 3 storm. NEMA says there are no reports of deaths or injuries from Hurricane Irene, but daylight revealed a grim picture of the devastation in Ackland. Initial estimates from NEMA revealed 17 homes demolished, 29 homes uninhabitable, and 84 homes are damaged. In Cat Island, reports that all lamp poles are down. The airport in Grand Bahama unable to open today due to flood waters. Fishermen in Exuma dumbfounded to see the extent of the damage to their boats and equipment. Meanwhile, BEC working feverishly to restore power to the capital. We have reports on all of the major developments today, but we begin with notice of an upcoming address. Prime Minister Hubert Ingraham will address the nation tonight on Hurricane Irene. That address will come immediately following this newscast. Also, our Clint Watson traveling with that first assessment team to some of the islands today. We are anticipating his return to the capital later this evening. We also have video out of Eleuthera tonight. Our Charles Fisher, who covered the storm from that island, is back, and our Shanique Miller was able to send us some images from Exuma today for the first time. Our travel around the islands will take us to Abaco as well. This was the last stand for Hurricane Irene in the Bahamas. With a very large indigent Haitian population from the outset, there were major concerns about their safety during the storm. Shana Roll was on that island. She's going to have a report for us tonight as well. But the realities of Hurricane Irene set in for many family islanders today. Sunrise gave them an opportunity to see the damage up close. For those of us who live in New Providence, it was a day to try and contact family members and acquaintances in the affected island. With limited or no phone service in some areas, it was a call of chance for most of the day. Here at ZNS, we were able to make contact with Long Island resident Phyllis Knowles. We're going to get to that in just a moment. I do understand that we do have Shashina Roll. That story is ready for us. No, we do not have that story this time. We're going to keep moving, folks. As we told you at the top of the newscast, we were able to get quite a bit of video out of the islands today. Our Shanique Miller has been in Exuma following this story. She was able to provide us with some video that was sent up to Nassau today. Here now is Shanique's report.
Continue on the island of Exuma today and into this evening. Tonight, fishermen are realizing just how expensive Irene has been to their business. A number of local fishermen and boaters have lost their vessels, some completely damaged, others tossed ashore, while some submerged, sitting in Elizabeth Harbor and Stocking Island. One fisherman I spoke with, Martin Roll, says his vessel, outfitted with all the necessities, is now completely gone, at $60,000 worth of equipment. The boat now sits broken in the harbor as well. There are a number of stories just like Martin's all around this island this evening. Now, over at Stocking Island, a number of luxury sailboats also completely gone. One completely submerged, while others tossed ashore. In fact, we saw a number of owners of those luxury vessels going aboard their boats, trying to salvage whatever they could this evening. Now, the damage to schools also significant. I spoke with the superintendent of this district. He is telling me that the damage estimation is about $100,000. For example, at the Georgetown Primary School, the damage there to the roof is quite extensive. In fact, a portion of the roof has been ripped off, and then a portion of the ceiling caved in a classroom there. So a number of people called in to begin work and getting that campus ready for September 5th when school opens. Now, over at Ellen Copley Senior High School, the damage there also substantial to the roof. I spoke also with the district superintendent about that campus. He estimates that the damage there is around $40,000, and also he says that work to repair both campuses begins today as teachers return to school on the 29th, and then, of course, students on September 5th. Meantime, parts of the island here still in the dark. BEC is working to fully restore power, but Little Exuma remains in the black and also shut off from communication as the main power lines there have been damaged. Of course, that includes BTC's lines, Cable Bahamas, as well as BEC lines. The work continues this evening to get those areas up and running again. Now, the effort to get this island up and back to normal will take several days, as the key players in Exuma are working hard to make it happen. In Exuma, Shanique Miller, 7S News.
Now, Abaco was the last stand for Irene in the Bahamas. This was the last island to be affected by this very large hurricane. As we told you, with a large indigent Haitian population from the outset, there were serious concerns about their safety. Shashina Roll rode out the storm in Abaco. She provided this report to us not long ago.
Hurricane Irene has pounded the island of Abaco, churning waves, ominous clouds, downed power lines, and uprooted trees. Just hours after Hurricane Irene has passed, many shop owners in the Marsh Harbor area have taken down their boards, and many more have resumed operations. Today, with no major damage, the locals are breathing a sigh of relief.
Well, we're glad we're all safe. It could have been much worse.
It wasn't bad at all.
It wasn't as wet either. I mean, a lot of trees and fence damage, but that's about the most of it here.
I feel real good. I'm alive, feeling I'm alive again.
Communities like the Mud and Pigeon Bee also incurred minor loss, but Hurricane Irene really rained over Murphytown, leaving that area flooded, particularly this Church Change Ministries. Deputy Chairman of the Abaco Disaster Committee, Pastor Silbert Mills.
I'm talking about 2-3 foot of salt water that came in from the south side. This storm had its winds coming from the south side, and it passed over us at high tide, which brought a tremendous amount of that water from the south side across S.C. Boodle Highway.
Now, it was predicted by weather officials that Sandy Point, Abaco was going to be one of the hardest hit communities, but despite some minor flooding, there were no significant damage, and today they are counting their blessings.
When it came down here, I couldn't even get out because all around our house like covered with a lot of water.
We had a lot of water, trees blown down, and a lot of branches flooded the town. I think about 2 homes got a bit of damage. One on the waterfront got a roof blown off.
Well, as you can see, the damages was on the roof, and that's about as much as I can tell you.
But the Ravenna site in Sandy Point, Abaco would not be so fortunate.
It was completely exposed to the ocean once the eye went by and the wind shifted to the southwest side. That was predictable.
Already, residents are putting Hurricane Irene behind them by cleaning up their respective areas so they can get back to their normal lives. Reporting from Abaco, Shashina Roll, 7S News.
With phone lines down and limited service to many of the islands, it really was a call of chance depending on where you were calling today. Here at ZNS, we were able to make contact with Long Island resident Phyllis Knowles.
Right at this moment, I'm at Stellamar's Marina area where Scotiabank is situated. This is in the north. I'm in a truck, so I was able to pass through the water. Because the water's gone down a lot now, but the low-lying areas were underwater. Some parts of Brentwood is still underwater, houses underwater, and some roofs are damaged, some are destroyed. There's no fresh water. We are crying in desperate need for fresh water because we had a water problem in the areas that don't have any water in Sam's and those areas that has government water. But the folks are now in those areas are using salt water to clean up with or to catch a bath with. That was just reported to me on my way here. And well, further north, we never had running water. We either have tap water, well water, I should say, with pump, or we would use the old-fashioned way with the bucket from the well. The high areas, they had a lot of damages to the roads mainly, but we didn't have a water problem. Stellamar's, I haven't been there as yet. Some of the buildings there are probably destroyed, their roofs. They have serious problem there at Stellamar's. But once I get fuel in my truck, I will go there to check. But we are here just waiting for some help. These folks here are really in serious help right now in North Long Island.
What about fuel? Is that a problem as well?
Well, we're not going to get fuel at this moment. The gentleman there has a standby generator. But in Clinton, where we could get fuel, which is closer to my area, the gentleman there doesn't have a standby generator. So we're going to Shell gas station. We don't know how long that is going to last with us. So I'm going to try and fill up my truck. Because I need to have fuel in my truck to move when the railroad gets here tomorrow because I work with Munson Shipping.
Ms. Smith, what about power and water? Are they still out?
But power is as far as deals are restored in the north. They are working on the continuation to Seymour. We might get that sometime later this evening or tomorrow.
Of course, Long Island was one of the scheduled stops for that NEMA assessment team today. We're still waiting to hear from our team that accompanied NEMA today to get some details out of Long Island. It's been at least a day since we spoke with anyone in Meghwana. We managed to get a call into the Deputy Chief Counselor today, Linda Charlton.
I was in the shelter, the Betsy Community Shelter in Betsy Bay. It was a horrifying experience. I've never had an experience like that before.
With the winds blowing extremely strong like how they were, what went through your mind?
Boy, what I was thinking about was the voice of God talking to the people of Meghwana, the whole Bahamas.
Now the storm has passed, what is life like today in Meghwana?
Well, it's back to normal. There's no electricity, but we are grateful that we have life, you know. We can cope without the water and life, but no life was lost, so we are very grateful to God for sparing our lives.
When you guys expect to get electricity back?
We were told 2 weeks.
I know supplies, grocery supplies for Ireland, like Meghwana might be running short. Are you guys still getting the necessary grocery items, or things that are slow?
Well, we have stuff here, and we have promised some supplies within a day or two by NEMA, so we're waiting.
Any officials been into Meghwana today, taking a tour, getting assessments of what actually is on the ground in Meghwana?
We're actually at the airport now, waiting for the Deputy Prime Minister and his crew.
We do want to give you a programming note. Join me for a special live edition of the Sawyer Report later tonight as we bring you some of the first video and images and interviews out of those affected islands today. Well, still to come tonight, we'll take you to Grand Bahama and show you what happened there today. Also, LPIA reopens today, plus a check on what's happening with all of the utility companies and the massive work that they have to do. Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight is back.